Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now both Bitcoin and Ethereum are getting a rejection from resistance while the RSI is cooling off in the short term, as I warned about in my last video, but more on that later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, here on the daily Bitcoin chart, right now this active bullish divergence is still playing out, which simply means we're due to see reduced bearish momentum, as I've been talking about almost every day over the last 1 to 2 weeks. And while this daily bullish divergence is playing out right now, we are also, of course, seeing a massive bullish divergence here on the weekly time frame between the June low and the current local low in the price of Bitcoin. And now, technically speaking, this bullish divergence has been confirmed with one weekly candle close in the green, although considering that previous green weekly candle only had a small candle body, it would be even better if we see another green weekly candle close. And by the way, this next weekly candle close is in around 3 days from now. So of course, I'll keep you updated on this chart in these videos each and every day. But anyway, other than that, not much has changed on these larger time frames over the last day. So zooming straight into the short term, this right here is the 4-hour Bitcoin to US dollar chart. And obviously what we have seen over the last 1 day is a short-term cool-off as expected. Because if you watched my last video that I posted yesterday on this channel, you'll know that we were very likely due to see a short-term cool-off due to the fact that not only the price was running into resistance, but also if you're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, this entered into overbought territories, as I mentioned yesterday, telling us that we're due to see a cool-off. And while this is happening, while we're seeing a pullback in the RSI towards these neutral levels, we are also seeing a decline in bullish momentum shown in the 4-hour Bitcoin MACD. And so simply based on these signals alone, we are still due to see a bit more of a short-term cool-off, potentially in the coming hours, maybe over the next 1 day. And once again, what I mean by a short-term cool-off is basically just something to help reset the RSI, which can either be in the form of some short-term bearish price action like what we've seen over the last 1 day, or even just a sideways consolidation, because that can actually reset the RSI down towards its neutral value. And as for short-term support and resistance levels, we could find a bit of support around this previous price cluster right here, sitting at around 16.8k to 16.9k approximately. But if the price of Bitcoin starts confirming a break below around 16.8k, then we could end up dropping down towards around 16.5k, which is our next area of support. And as for resistance, once again, we do have resistance here going all the way up towards around 17.1k, as I said in my last video. But if the price of Bitcoin confirms a break above 17.1k and ideally flips that into new support again, then in that case, we would likely find our next resistance up towards around 17.5k based on these previous highs. But anyway, getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the daily ETH to US dollar chart. And obviously over the last 1 day, we've finally seen a daily candle close back above this golden pocket, which should now be acting as new support again. And in case you're new to this channel, this golden pocket is coming into play in between around 1180 up towards around 1210. And so once again, if the price of ETH retraces back towards that level, I would expect some support in that price range right there. And technically speaking, if you're looking at the daily Ethereum price oscillators, these are still looking slightly more bullish than bearish as of right now, because for example, the daily Ethereum RSI is in an uptrend, and we have already seen a bullish cross in the daily Ethereum MACD. But if you're looking at the histogram within the MACD indicator, this is continuing to see an increase in bullish momentum. And so as of right now, simply based on these two Ethereum price oscillators, we are still due to see this pause from the bearish trend. So obviously we're still technically within a larger bearish trend, but like I've been saying almost every day over the last 2 weeks, within this larger bearish trend, we're still due to see a bit of a pause from that bearish trend, kind of like what we saw back here. And now if you zoom into the shorter term, this right here is the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And obviously like Bitcoin, over the last 1 day, we've seen a slight short-term cool off for the price of ETH. And And once again, like I warned about in my last video, this is due to the fact that the price of ETH ran into this important range of resistance in the short term, while the RSI was overbought, telling us that we're due to see a cool off. And while this is happening, while we're seeing a pullback in the 4-hour Ethereum RSI, we're also seeing declining bullish momentum shown in the 4-hour Ethereum MACD and potentially getting closer towards another bearish cross, but we haven't seen that just yet. And now, as for some short-term support and resistance levels, we could find some short-term support right here at around 1260. But if the price of ETH confirms a break below around 1260, then the next support level to the downside would be sitting at around 1220 to 1230 approximately, based on this previous level of resistance, which should now be acting as new supports considering the price has broken above it. And as for resistance, once again, we still have this range of resistance coming into play in between around 1280 going all the way up towards around 1320. So 1320 is the level to break, and anything above that level, if we see a confirmed break above around 1320, then the next price target to the upside would be sitting at around 1380, because that is the technical price target for this active cup and handle pattern, which is technically still playing out. And so once again, technically this pattern is still active. It's just we've ran into some short-term resistance, and we were also due to see a bit of a short-term cool-off due to the RSI entering into overbought territories. But now that we're seeing a bit of a reset in the RSI, technically speaking, this does give us a little bit more room to the upside. But the most likely scenario over the next one day, based on these price oscillators looking somewhat neutral, is most likely going to be a little bit more of a short-term cool-off, if not sideways consolidation. So I wouldn't really be expecting a lot of action over the next one day. But believe it or not, but you can still make a lot of money in crypto, no matter if the price is going up, down, or simply chopping around sideways. And if you want to know how to do that, then check out these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left of your screen shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is going either up or down, and the video in the bottom left of your screen shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is chopping around sideways. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.